Hello, Marcella. Thank you for being here early. I have people starting to appear for the 1:30, my 9 1:30 or 1:30s, and I see the person that I think needs your services is in the lobby. So would you like me to admit people so you can get set up so we can start at 1:30?
Thank you. Yes, that would be great, Your Honor. I'm ready.
All right, fantastic. All right, don't panic, everyone. It's not quite 1:30 yet, but I do see one person who will most likely need the services of our court interpreter. So I'm admitting everyone so we can get everything set up for the interpreter so we can start at 1:30, okay?
Thank you. Buenas tardes, soy la intérprete de español del tribunal. ¿Hay alguien en la sala que necesite los servicios de un intérprete de español? Gracias, señorita Deyanira. Para poder interpretarles simultáneamente, necesito que usted me dé un número de teléfono a donde yo le pueda marcar. Si ahorita solamente tiene un teléfono o dispositivo disponible, me tendría que contestar y desconectarse de la plataforma, lo cual está bien. Usted escucharía todo en español y yo interpretaría todo al inglés. ¿Me puede dar, por favor, un número a donde le puedan marcar?
Sí, es el 480-544-1593.
544 1593. Gracias. Le voy a marcar. ¿Es un dispositivo separado al que está usando ahorita o es el mismo?
Es separado.
Ok, entonces cuando entre mi llamada, el dispositivo que está usando ahorita, por favor, le cierra el micrófono y le baja el volumen, porque si no va a haber eco y no va a poder escuchar. ¿Está bien?
Sí.
Gracias. Permítame. Thank you. The interpreter is now ready and connected with the party on a separate line. I am ready to proceed in simultaneous mode.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my virtual courtroom. I'm Commissioner Easterday. As you can see, we have a lot of individuals set, so I'm going to try and move as quickly as possible to be respectful of everyone's time. We do have an interpreter matter, so I'm going to go ahead and call that matter first to be respectful for the interpreter's time as well. So I'm going to go ahead and call in the matter of Denaria Trejo Gomez versus Juan Vasquez et al. Counterclaimant Time to Travel LLC versus Denaria Trejo Gomez. This case number is CV 2024-035661. Let's get appearances, please, beginning with counsel for counterclaimant first, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Claudio Yanatelli on behalf of Time to Travel LLC.
Good afternoon, counsel. And I see we may have the counter defendant, Denario, join us. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself by saying your name on the record, please?
Deyanira Trejo Gómez.
Deyanira Trejo Gomez with Marcela Prieto Avalo, court interpreter, Spanish.
Good afternoon to you as well, Ms. Gomez. Do we have anyone else appearing on this matter? I want to make sure that everyone has a full and fair opportunity to be heard at today's hearing.
Your Honor, the representative from Time to Travel is available, Mr. Vasquez, although I don't think he'll be necessary, but he is here and present.
Okay, Mr. Vasquez, can you go ahead and introduce yourself, please? You're on mute, sir. You're on mute. All right. Well, Mr. Iannetta, I'm going to go ahead and count your word that he may not be necessary. But Ms. Gomez, you are definitely a necessary party. So welcome. And can I get you to raise your right hand because my clerk's going to swear you in, okay?
You do solemnly swear the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Go and put your arm down now. It's way too hot to be doing calisthenics this afternoon. So this is the time set for a default hearing in this matter in which counterclaimant Time to Travel is seeking a default judgment against Ms. Gomez. So I'm going to first turn it over to counsel for Time to Travel, allow him an opportunity to make any arguments he has. This Ms. Gomez, I'm going to turn it over to you after that. You can certainly tell me what you want to tell me and argue what you'd like to tell me, and then I'm going to make some findings, okay? So, counsel, go ahead and make your argument, sir.
Your Honor, just to make sure that we are clear on this matters involve various proceedings, we have this action, which was the primary action that had claims filed by Ms. Gomez. We then had the counterclaim that was filed. There was also a forcible detainer action that resulted in the entry of a forcible detainer judgment against Ms. Gomez, and that's how we evicted her from the property. The counterclaim was filed and served on Ms. Gomez on March 17th, 2026. And just to ensure receipt of it, we did it two ways. We did it through Turbo Court and served it through her email that she's shown on the pleadings. And we also mailed it to the address that she had on record and on file with the court at all times. Same thing with the application for entry of default. It was again sent to make sure she received it. And there's been no response. Coincidentally, the court files will reflect that there's been a motion for summary judgment filed in her action that has also not been responded to, but that'll be for Judge McDowell to deal with. Regarding, so we have one of the issues, Your Honor, put in the minute entry was service. Service was made pursuant to Rule 5. She was a party that had appeared simply to be served in the manner that any other an answer counterclaim is served. And like I said, we did it both ways, by Turbo Court and via mail, to ensure and we have attached the envelope showing everything was sent. In terms of the relief we seek is really, Your Honor, very straightforward. We submitted a very detailed declaration from Mr. Vasquez. That's why I said testimony is not really necessary, fully supported by multiple exhibits, I think 11 or 12. And in terms of the claim we seek, or the judgment we seek, follows exactly the claims that were asserted. And what we have is, first and foremost, in the forcible detainer action, we did not seek rents or judgment for unpaid rents. So what we're seeking here is judgment for the unpaid rents. And to be clear, this case has been a dispute over $50,000 that was tendered as a deposit to purchase the property. Ms. Gomez did not perform. So the judgment we're seeking fully credits the $50,000 and seeks judgment for the excess of $9,543.30. That's for her period of occupancy. Mr. Vasquez goes through in his declaration the rent. There was even a rental agreement sent to her, but that is the full amount. We're crediting it to her now, to her benefit now, rather than deal with it in the main action. So this is the first time out, and just cross it out. To this day, despite not having ever been able to demonstrate an ability to purchase this property at all, she still maintains a notice of pendency of action that has caused significant harm and hardship to time to travel, and that it is stuck in default on its current loan, cannot refinance, and it is paying extremely high rate of interest as a result of that. Pursuant to 33-420, we went through, detailed the damages, and there's 92,1854 actual damages times 3 by the statute, which leaves no discretion. It's 3 times the amount. It's $27,655.62. We've also included a claim for quiet title to attempt to remove this improper cloud on title, and that is the next claim. And then we made our request for attorney's fees, that we kept it very detailed and solely dealing with the counterclaim. So that's really all we're dealing with. There was proper service. Relief is very directly based on the claims made, fully supported by the declaration of Mr. Vasquez. But if the court has any questions that I can answer, Mr. Vasquez can answer, we're available for court's questions.
Thank you. I have no questions at this time. Ms. Gomez, it's now your turn. What would you like to argue to me as the judicial officer for this default matter?
Mi postura es: soy inocente y me gustaría pedirle que dé el fallo a mi favor.
My position is that I am innocent, and I would like the court to enter a judgment in my favor. Adelante.
Basado en la evidencia que ya se ha sometido a la corte.
And that is based on the evidence that has already been presented before the court.
Empezando por el correo electrónico del 31 de octubre del 2024, en el que el señor Vázquez acepta y reconoce que tomó $50,000 míos como parte de un down payment.
And that is starting with the document presented dated October 31st, 2024. It was an email in which Mr. Vasquez admits and acknowledges that he received $50,000 from me as down payment for the purchase of this property.
Otra evidencia sólida es el correo electrónico de octubre 1º, 2024.
The other solid piece of evidence is the email that is dated October 1st, 2024.
En el que el señor Juan Vázquez me da una captura de pantalla.
in which
con los costos de mi compra de mi casa.
Mr. Juan Vasquez sends me a screenshot with the costs and payments for the purchase of my home,
Lo cual es evidencia de que él hizo creer que ese era mi préstamo para la compra de mi casa, cuando en realidad lo puso a nombre de Time to Travel.
which
Okay.
is evidence that he made me believe that the property would be in my name, which in the end turned out not to be true, and he put it in the name of Time to Travel.
Seguida por la evidencia del reporte que se levantó contra el sheriff del condado Maricopa el 10 de diciembre del 2024,
Which is followed by the next piece of evidence, which is a sheriff's report that was entered in December of 2024,
en donde él retiene injustificadamente los $50,000 y dice que los devolverá cuando yo se los pida.
which establishes that he was unjustly retaining the $50,000 from me, and he acknowledges that, and he says that he will return that amount of money to me as soon as I request it.
Sin embargo, en el correo electrónico de noviembre 1 del 2024,
However,
el
the
señor
email
reconoce
dated November 1st, 2024 includes an acknowledgement by this gentleman of adelante.
en noviembre 1 del 2024 que nunca completé la compra de la casa.
Of me supposedly never completing the purchase of the home. Again, that was dated November 1st, 2024.
La evidencia también enseña que después el señor Vázquez cambia su versión en diciembre 4 del 2024 en un correo electrónico que menciona que ahora debo pagar renta.
And then on December 4th, 2024, Mr. Vasquez changes his version and he indicates that I am a renter and that from that moment forward, I should be making rental payments.
El contrato de renta que yo presenté y el señor Vázquez presenta tiene una fecha del 9 de septiembre del 2024, cuando él no era dueño de la propiedad.
And the rental agreement that I presented previously and then Mr. Vasquez presented is dated September 9th, 2024. And at that time, he was not the owner of the property,
Tampoco Time to Travel LLC.
nor was Time to Travel LLC.
All right, thank you,
Y
Ms.
es previo
And
al cierre
previous to that, prior to the closing
de la compañía de título que cerró el 3 de octubre del 2024.
of the title company, which closed on